Hey, crowd.
In the city wasn't made for you. Angels like you.
What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. She is so cute. This is Aqua. She is my cousin's fiance. She is turning 30, and my cousin decided to surprise her with a makeup class. So I am going to be beating her face, giving her a full glamformation while teaching a makeup class with about 8 or 10 of her girls. And it's just gonna be a whole vibe. So she is so silly, y'all. So just be prepared throughout this video. We just gonna be laughing and having so much fun. We sip a little bit of wine, and it's just such a vibe. So I'm going in with my Becca Poreless Perfecting Primer, and I'm just gonna apply that all over her face because today is a very special day. Like, her face is getting beat. She's taking pictures. It's a girl vibe. She's hopping in the limo after, so y'all know the vibes. So to really make sure that her makeup is set, we're gonna be pressing in that Becca Poreless Perfecting Primer onto her skin to give her a nice flawless finish. And I'm teaching a class at the same time, so that's why I'm gonna be kind of all over the place throughout this video. So just be a little mindful of that. But other than that, we just gonna hop into this full glamformation. By the way, this is Slay Academy. This is a whole class and a whole vibe, so booking information will be in the description box below. For the brows, we're going to be using the Benefit Precisely My Brow. I really love this eyebrow pencil because it gets literally so, like, it gets the strokes that the brush gives you is so, like, on point. It's not overwhelming, and it's basically like you're writing with the pencil. So if you could write your name on a piece of paper, you could literally draw out the perfect brows. I start from the bottom, and I'm basically explaining to the class right now that you want to make sure that you draw small strokes. You don't want to do anything that's too long. So as you can see, I'm literally just like doing small strokes. I'm stopping, I'm looking, and I'm kind of going with the shape of a brow. Now, she just got her eyebrows done, which I really recommend if you are going to get your makeup beat, sis. Stop at the store, get a wax done, get threading done. Get whatever you gotta get done, and make sure that eyebrow does not have any extra hairs because we don't have time for that. Like, that's just gonna, you can conceal it with concealer, but it's just best to make sure that your eyebrows are really popping already. We're just gonna fill them in and enhance your brow. So I'm basically just explaining to the class that your hair grows in 3 different strokes. Just so you know, the end of your hair grows a certain way, the front grows a certain way, and the middle grows a different direction. So when you are filling in the brows, sis, make sure that you are following the actual stroke of your eyebrow hair. So the front grows a certain way again, the middle grows a certain way, and then the end grows a certain way. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm basically just showing them how to draw out the brow. Another thing that I really like about this eyebrow pencil is that it comes with a spoolie. So you don't have to have another spoolie. Literally, you could just brush up your hairs. Just make sure everything is blended and even. So now I am jumping into concealer. I'm just showing the class that you want to grab a brush that is manageable and workable. And you see how I'm holding the brush? I am making sure that line at the bottom is real crisp. Like, I don't want any, I just did all that work perfecting that line underneath, and we are just having such a great time. We sipping a little wine and whatnot. It was just such a vibe. It was so cute. And her friends are so funny. Like, it was such a great time. Like, I can't. Like, you had to be there. And I had to mute the sound because we had music playing. If there was no music, I would just have let it play, but, copyright and all that. So, yeah, I'm just bringing the concealer down to her lid because I am going to be doing a light shadow. But like I was saying, you want to make sure that the line that you drew your eyebrow with, you just want to make sure that is perfect. So take your time with it. You don't got to go that fast if you're a beginner. Just really take your time. So I'm just grabbing a little more concealer, and we laughing because Aqua's so silly. And we're just going to blend out and kind of give ourselves a nice base to do the eyeshadow. Like, just make sure you have really good eyeshadow base. I'm just using Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, which I don't know if I'm loving it right now. Like, it's okay, but it worked. It served its purpose in this moment, I will say. And it is her birthday. She is turning, how is she turning? I was about to say 30, but no, she is turning 30. She's turning 30. And she got her birthday crown, and she feeling herself right now. You see that ring, though? Our sis is a whole fiance. She's a whole fiance. So next we're going to take the Morphe palette. I will have the description of the palette down below, but I was just explaining to the class that we're just going to do a pretty neutral eye look today, and this palette is a palette of how many colors? 9 colors. I got this palette at Ulta, and the palette was okay. I mean, it worked really well on her shade, but when it came to actually some of my more melanated sisters, like, it really didn't really show up as much, and I don't know if it's because you know, I'm more of a pro when it comes to applying makeup. Like, if you're a beginner, this palette wasn't really that beginner friendly. It looks like it's a simple palette. Like, that's why I grabbed it, because there's so many neutral shades. There's a couple of shimmers going down across as mattes, and they're really neutral. And I thought it was pretty beginner friendly. So I went to Ulta and I bought about like 12 of them. And when I was trying to walk around the class and help the other girls, it just was not... the color was not showing up as much, which was really frustrating, but on her it showed up like a lot. So I just want to put that disclaimer out there. I'm just going to repeat the same thing that I did on the right eye to her left eye. We're just going to place that color into her crease and just pack it on. I like to pack on colors first into that crease area, and then I like to blend them out. I find that it really helps to make the eyeshadow just stand out. I just really fuck with it. Like, it's just so super easy to just do it that way. So I just put it there, and then I'm just gonna smoke it out with a different color, a lighter color, but that's just the base of her eye, and I just followed the shape of her eye when I was doing it. So next we're gonna grab that color that I'm pointing to. I don't have the palette in my hand, and y'all see that writing's mad small. So I'm just gonna grab that lighter color, and I'm just explaining to the class that you're just gonna blend out the harsh corners with a lighter shade. So whenever you put a darker shade inside the crease, just go over with a shade lighter. So if you have like a burgundy color, you're just gonna go over it with like a red. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a dark blue, like a navy blue, you're gonna go over it with the sky blue kind of vibes, and that's how you get that beautiful like transition color onto your lid. And I was just explaining that to the class as well. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this like shimmery kind of neutral tone, cool tone color that's in the palette. Again, I don't know the name. I'll put it in the description box below. The thing I like about this palette is that it is pretty neutral, and the colors don't come off super bright and super pigmented, so it is beginner friendly, and that's why I gravitated towards it, because it could be like your everyday type of palette. Like, you can even pop that color that I'm using now in the corner of your eye. You can put it on your eyelid like I'm doing, and I'm just following the shape of her natural eyelid. So when you look at your eye, you can see, and I'm telling her to keep looking at me because I just want to see where the color is laying. When her eyes are closed, I can't really see sometimes where the color is laying, so it's best to just have your client look at you. And she's looking at herself like, oh my god, I don't know. And she is lucky that she is family, because I cannot. When I'm doing your makeup, do not have a mirror next to you. If I'm doing your hair, do not have a mirror next to you. You're going to see the final finish, because I'm not about to have you over here critiquing every little thing. Like, that's not what we doing. So she's lucky. I love her. So she's able to check and keep, make sure her makeup's looking cute. So next we are doing some glitter, and disclaimer, I didn't tell her when I was doing her makeup, but when you do use glitter, it's gonna take a little bit to come off. Like, it's not gonna be as easy as it is to take off regular eyeshadow. Like, you're gonna have to grab a makeup wipe for one. Neutrogena makeup wipes are really bomb. Or if you don't really, have any makeup wipes, a good alternative is oil. So like coconut oil. I wouldn't say a jojoba oil. Like, I'm not saying all that. I never tried it, but you could definitely get away with some coconut oil. And I'm just adding the glitter to the kind of like the inner corner to halfway through her eyelid. Like, I'm not putting it all the way down. I'm just kind of blending it into the shimmer that we have already. And it's a light little look. Like, she's more of a natural girl. She doesn't really like you doing too much makeup, so you never want to put too much glitter on a client. Just put it on and then ask them to see if they really like it or not, and then you keep building, or you cannot build. And I'm just adding in a little bit more of that inner crease color to just kind of deepen it up, but I'm not gonna go too hard with it because she wants a real natural look. And she's look at her, she's feeling herself now, like tongue out, like she feeling it. She's like, yes, okay, yes, go ahead sis, look at 30, bitch, look at 30. Okay, so next we're gonna go in, and I'm going to be applying the one and the only Andelelara lashes, and these are in the style Slay. So these are very, very natural. They're very neutral. They're going to give you a little bit of lash, more than you actually have. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to give you a little something, but it's not going to give you too much. They're kind of like an Ardell wispy type of lash, whereas, there's lashes on your eyes, but it's not gonna be too dramatic. And I feel like, if you're not into the drama, this is perfect for you. So I was just explaining that to the class, and sis is looking a little nervous, like, But girl, I got you. So when you are applying lashes, you're going to hold the lash in the middle with the tweezer, like I'm doing. That way you have grip. That way it is sturdy. That way it's not going to move. That way you have control. Next, you're going to grab your lash duo glue or your Ardell glue or whatever glue that you like. You're going to squeeze a little bit of glue out. I like to squeeze the glue ahead of time before putting it near the lash, because sometimes that glue be popping off and I'll be like, sis, hold on, I wasn't ready. Like, let me get my hands. So I'm showing the class that we're just going to let the glue come out a little bit, and then we're just going to apply the glue on the lash. And we're just going to apply like a light coat, nothing too crazy, like literally a light coat. So I'm just going to squeeze out some more glue, and I'm going to apply that to the lash. And that's it. Like, it's very thin. I wish the camera would focus some more, but it's very thin. And I put the lash onto the lash tray, and I grab the other one, and I let the lash dry on the lash tray. So I'm going to do the same thing for the other lash. I'm going to grab it, glue it up, and I'm just going to let it sit on the tray for a little bit. And I kind of let it sit for maybe about 3 to 5 minutes. Because we're in a class and because I have to show other people how to do it, I definitely did not let it dry too much, but I did let it dry. Now to the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? We definitely got to make it to the good stuff. Good stuff is important. Her eyelid is pretty popping. Like, can we stop and take a second and talk about that? Because it's definitely pretty popping. This is Neutral Glam. So because I am true to this, I just popped that lash on. And you know, while I was doing this, I literally was like, damn, I hope I don't mess up my lashes. Because when I do my lashes on myself, I do a really good job. But sometimes if I'm doing it on somebody else, like, I'll be a little bit nervous and I might mess up a little bit. You know, you have them days. And so we just rolling right now. Like, I can't even tell you what we rolling and laughing about, but we just having such a great time. So I just kind of adjust the lashes as I'm putting them on her. And when you put the lash down, this is the perfect time for you to fluff the lash up. This is the perfect time for you to press the lash into the lash line. This is a great time right now to kind of make the lash work for you. And however you apply this lash at this moment, that's how you know it's going to sit well. I have her open her eyes, and the lash is sitting perfectly. Like, it's not moving. It's just looking great. And you see how it's a very subtle lash? Like, it looks very cute. It looks very natural, but it just added a little oomph to her eye look. And I love this lash style because this is perfect for everyday wear if you are into wearing lashes every day. Like, it's very bomb. You see how that lash glue got stuck there a little bit? So you just want to make sure that they just look down. Look down, do not close, apply that lash, and then you get to go, boo. Like, that's really it. So she's feeling herself. Look at sis. Yo, Aqua, every time you feeling yourself, boo, you always stick your tongue out. Like, that's a fact. So next we're moving on to foundation. I have my Il Makiage foundation brush. I am using the MAC Studio Sculpt. This is a very full coverage foundation. I typically don't gravitate towards that foundation. For MAC, I typically use a MAC Studio Fix Fluid foundation, but she really likes this sculpt. I've never personally tried it, but when working with it, it does a very good job at covering up blemishes. Like, you can see that it's very, very, very full coverage, and it covers up the blemishes. You do not need any color corrector or anything like that. It does a great job. So for concealer, I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm just going to go in a kind of a V shape. I don't want to put a lot of concealer on her. And I'm starting to blend out the concealer. One thing I can say, if you are a makeup artist or somebody who likes to do makeup on yourself, I would say start off by blending the edge of the concealer first, and then blending out that inner part closer to like the inner corner of your eye. I don't know if you guys could tell, her lash is kind of coming off too, so I ended up fixing that towards the end. But you just want to blend in that foundation into the concealer, which is pretty easy to do, but just remember to kind of blend out the corners first and then blend out that inner part. I feel like I like it better. It lets the inner part sit down and kind of tack down a little bit. It lets it become more, how can I say this? Once you let that inner corner kind of tack down a little bit, it then has you do less work. There's less blending work. It kind of just sits in place as, you know, where it needs to sit. So I like to wait. This is a technique that I learned recently, so that's why you don't see me doing it in the video. I'm basically a student to the game. Like, I'm always learning new techniques, new things to do, new ways to beat a face. So that's the art of what I do. That's the fun in it, is just learning new things. And I could sit down, I could watch makeup videos forever, and I could take different classes and really learn, because I really love doing what I do. I love learning new tricks to beat a face. Like, what? That's just the best thing. So I'm just putting y'all on to some game that I learned. And we just gonna keep blending that out. So I did not do liquid contour on her because, again, she's a girl that doesn't really wear makeup, so I don't want to scare her into, doing so much and she'd be like, oh my god. But so I'm gonna go and do a powder contour. I'm gonna contour her nose just a little bit. So we're using that CoverGirl Full Spectrum Foundation Powder, and I'm just going to kind of carve out her contour, do something light, nothing too crazy. And I'm following the bridge of her nose and going all the way down. And then I'm gonna take a lighter shade of contour and then just blend that out. Next, I'm going to use that same CoverGirl Full Spectrum Foundation Powder. I'm using it as a kind of a contour as well. So I'm just going to place that in her contour areas and then kind of place it upwards. Anytime you want to blend it upwards, up to the gods, up, because it lifts up everything. And now I'm just talking about if you really wanna, this is the optional step, but you could cover up if you had a double chin. And everybody's rolling because apparently I didn't realize that she had a double chin, and I was kind of throwing a little bit of shade. But I didn't mean it, I was just saying that when you contour your chin, you're using it to cover up certain things. And if you got a double chin, sis, then that's what you contour for, okay? I have a pretty strong jaw, so sometimes when I contour my jaw, I don't contour it to be strong. I contour it to be smaller. You know what I'm saying? We all got our little things that we kind of fix with contouring, and that's why I like it. So I'm just applying some of that CoverGirl powder as her contour, and it's very light. Like, the point of this whole makeup is just kind of keep it very light. So then I take my beauty blender and I just kind of blend everything in real quick. You know what I'm saying? Now that I look at it, I probably could have blended out her contour a little bit more, but it's okay. I also grab my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray and I just spray her face. I cover her eyes because I don't want that spray to get on her eyes, basically. And then for highlight, we're using that OG. This is the Maybelline Master Chrome. And she looks so good in this video, but sis, the cap came off and now she looks a little cray and she's at her last leg. And she's really bomb. She's a very, very, very good drugstore highlight. Like, I would say she's top five drugstore highlight. Like, she's so bomb and so pigmented. For blush, we're going to use the one and only the Beauty Bakery, and this is Scoops palette. I really love this palette. Y'all know I talk about it in my videos all the time. I'm just going to take the shade French Tart and go ahead and add that blush all over her face. Now for lips, I let her just put on her own lip liner and her own lip gloss, because with lips, I am very particular about how my lips look. Like, don't come over here and just try to line my lips any which way. I know how I like my lips to be lined, and I hate when people line my lips weird. So I let her line her own lips when she's using MAC Cork or Chestnut, I believe. And she lining her lips the way that she wants them to be lined. This is something I do with all my clients. Like, I feel like if you like the shape of your lips and the way you like it the way you like it. So that step, I let you do it. So I then add a little bit more mascara to her eyes, and I just let her check her makeup to see if she likes it, and she likes it. So this is the completed look, you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to see me do more client transformations, make sure to drop a comment down below. This was also a bomb-ass makeup class, so if you guys want to book a makeup class with me, make sure to comment down below, as well as I'll put booking information inside of my bio. But this is so much fun. I'm going to be showing you guys a little bit of the setup for my makeup class in an additional video, so let me know your thoughts on that too, and I will see you in my next video, boo.